Good morning, my dear students. After a long time, I'm coming to you. Now, let us start the second unit in your book. The second unit is the frames. When we say the frames, what picture does it come to your mind? A picture with a frame, your photo frame. That comes to your mind. Frames means forms or settings. See, when you are doing a drama, I saw Arabic drama, English drama, and all. When people were doing at school, you were setting up the stage. That is called the frames. You are setting there something. So the same way, when we make a film and all, there has to be a setting. See, so many people will be there. So the crew of the film, that is cameraman, then makeup man, the settings, all these things have to be brought. Where is the setting? It may be a house or it may be a lawn, garden, whatever it is. What is the scene there? According to the scene they set up. That is called the frames. Now in this frames we have got the first chapter. First chapter is Project Tiger. This Project Tiger is an article written by Satyajit Ray. You can see the picture of Satyajit Ray here, how he is directing the film. See, direction and production is different. Producer, he is doing the funds, he is giving the funds for the film, whereas director, he directs the film. How the film has to be. According to this direction, only the others are performing there. The actors and everything is performing there. He will ask you to come like this, like that. Then he will ask you what the actors have to do. Everything he is directing. How the scene has to be. Okay. So about Satyajit Ray, let us learn. One of the world's greatest directors, Satyajit Ray was born on May 2nd, 1921. He was from a very good family in the world of arts and literature. He is regarded as one of the greatest actors also, and he had a lot of fans. He is in India's first and only Oscar-winning director. He started his career as a graphic artist and then he went to London to realize his passion for filmmaking. All of you will have some passion in yourself. So you have to develop that passion. You have to improve that passion. You have to make some changes for that passion, and you have to work hard for it. Only then you will attain your what you have to achieve, where you have to land, your destination. Okay. Then he directed 36 films, including feature films, commercial films. There are entertainment films, documentaries, art films, all these films. Then in his first film, Pather Panchali, it won 11 international prizes. Then he is known for his classic films. Cult films means classic films. All these Bahubali, historical movies are called classic films. And he died on April 23rd, 1992. And then you can see here he was born in 21 and he died in 1992. Now, my dear children, let us go to this article, Project Tiger, written by Satyajit Ray. So, Satyajit Ray, he has written this article, Project Tiger. In this, he describes how he used a tiger in one of his films. And nowadays, you can see there are a lot of technologies available to include wild animals in films. You can do the graphics and all sorts of things and do whatever you can with the help of graphics. But earlier it was not like that. You cannot use all those. If you want to use a wild animal in a film, you need to have that wild animal there for the shooting. But now in films, you can see thousands, hundreds of elephants and all coming. It is all done through computer, all the system. A lot of development in technology. Satyajit Ray, he faced a lot of troubles before he was able to shoot a film. In this article, in the starting itself, he is praising the filmmaking style of Hollywood. Hollywood means English movies. See, English movies some movies are entirely different, action, thrillers and all that, as well as the other films with wild animals, anything. English movies are something different. So he always used to think, wow, Hollywood people, they are making great films. He remembers some of the Hollywood films he watched in his childhood in which animals were used. See, in Malayalam itself, in Dileep's movie, you would have watched Ringmaster. Then about one circus, there was a movie. So many animals are used there. In many movies, animals are there. And these animals also act very well. They are being trained to act in the movies. What was that CID Musa, I think? There was a dog. And how the dog did his part well. So he was thinking, the Satyajit Ray, he was thinking Hollywood people can do very excellent movies. And he used to watch these movies in his childhood. And his favorite were one Rin Tin Tin, one dog actor. In many of the Hollywood films, this Rin Tin Tin had performed. And one collie, Lassie, the name of the collie, that is a sheepdog. That was also a famous actor. These two were famous superstars in these Hollywood films. So he was thinking, my goodness, how to do these films with wild animals. These Hollywood people are very great, English people. They are doing so well. Their movies are very superb. And these two characters, the dog characters, are doing very extravagantly, excellently in all the films. Now you might have heard of Disney Studio. Disney Studio is a world famous film studio in Hollywood. Once Satyajit Ray witnessed a film shooting there. Their film shootings go on. See, in Hyderabad there is a studio, film studio. There also almost every film is being shot there. So there in Disney Studio, once Satyajit Ray went there to witness one shooting there. In that film, the main character was a large dog. And you know, to do one scene, so many rehearsals are there, so many trials are there. Every time they say, take, cut, take, cut, take, cut. So this is being done. And before the real shooting, the cameraman must say, lights ready, turn on the lights, on, position, everything. Small actors would have participated in these trials. This is the trial, the rehearsal. But big stars come only after the trial. After this trial, see Mammootty, Shah Rukh Khan and all these people, the big stars, they don't stand there for a long time. When the time comes for them, they just come and do their part and move. The extra people will be standing there. They will be rehearsing for all this shooting. And you can see stand-in. There is a stand-in here. Stand-in means a person who is physically similar to the real star, that you call dupe. When the fighting scene, jumping scene from the mountains and all these people jump, it is not that real star who is doing that. There is a dupe there. And they are being tied to some strings, strings. And that is how they are taking the shot. So stand-in means the person, the dupe. Usually instead of real stars, these stand-ins will participate in this trial. They will do the rehearsal. The cameraman. Now this Satyajit Ray is witnessing, is watching a film shooting there at Disney Studio. The cameraman was giving suggestions to the actors. And actors were moving as per the suggestion. How the cameraman was saying, the same way these actors were doing. But the one large dog was there. It was not doing anything. It was just standing there. Suddenly, Satyajit Ray saw that instead of the dog was standing there. Now children, I was saying that the dog was standing there. Now instead of the dog, there was a dwarf man. in the dress of a dog. He was acting the role, he was doing the role of the dog. Now you have seen Undapakru, the short guy. And in that Alauddin and Albada Dweep, you have seen so many dwarfs over there, small creatures like small persons. So they wear the dress of the dog, and they are on their four hands. Four, that is hands also, they are just moving like dogs. So this dwarf was a stand-in of the dog, was the dupe of the dog. Now it's not difficult to train a dog or a horse, but it's very difficult to train ravens. Ravens means crows. In the film Birds, the director Alfred Hitchcock. Now this Satyajit Ray is telling about all about this because he wants to direct a film with a tiger, and he is telling the difficulties. He is narrating to us the difficulties of how directors are using the wild animals and the birds in the movies. In this film Birds, the director Alfred Hitchcock used trained ravens, crows. One person had brought 100 trained ravens, and by seeing the advertisements in the newspapers, he had given an advertisement that he needs many ravens, and one person had brought that. It was impressive that as many as 50 ravens obeyed the command and flew together quietly in a row towards a particular spot. You have seen in some films the birds moving together, like these migratory birds are there that move together. So these ravens, they were trained to move like that, flocks. Even though it was very difficult in India to get trained animals, elephants, horses and tigers were used in Indian films. In Bengal, intelligent police dogs were also used in films. In this film, in one of his films, at Pather Panchali, I said no, Satyajit Ray had used the dog named Bhulo. Now Satyajit Ray and his team were shooting the film Gopi Gain Bhaga Bain. So this film, Gopi Gain Bhaga Bain, Gopi and Bhaga were the characters in the film. The king banished Gopi. Banished Gopi means sent Gopi out of the country. In a forest, this Gopi. So Gopi and Bhaga are characters in the film. King is banishing Gopi. In the forest, this Gopi meets Bhaga, who is also been banished. Bhaga is also there. He has also been banished. He has also been expelled from the country, from his province. They see a tiger, but the tiger walks about in the forest without caring about them. This is the scene they had to shoot. The tiger is there, Gopi and Bhaga meet each other, the tiger is wandering there. For this scene, Satyajit Ray required a tiger. So from where he wants to get this tiger? Bharat Circus was visiting Calcutta at that time. That time there was a circus there, Bharat Circus. You might have heard of Gemini Circus and all that. Satyajit Ray met the Tamil manager of the Bharat Circus. In the Bharat Circus, he went there. He met a Tamil manager. The manager asked Mr. Thorat to help them. Mr. Thorat was the ringmaster. So manager called Mr. Thorat. He told Mr. Thorat, you please give them a tiger, and you have to help them to get the scene done in the film. Then on Mr. Thorat's forearm, on his forearm there was a scar, and this scar was due to the tiger attack, because these ringmasters, they are training the tigers. In the circus, the tiger is always accompanied by Mr. Thorat. But Satyajit Ray cannot allow Mr. Thorat to be seen along with the tiger in the scene. See, he wants only the tiger in the movie. But for each and everything, Thorat has to train him. Thorat, he cannot have Thorat in a scene. This man cannot be done in the scene. He wants only the tiger to be seen in the film. See, the Thorat has to tell him, the tiger, to sit or stand or to walk, whatever. If Thorat is there, the tiger will do. But how to do without the ringmaster, Satyajit Ray was thinking. To create fear in Gopi and Bhaga, the tiger alone should appear in front of them. See, this is a movie. Once when the tiger pounces on you, when in front of us only if a tiger comes, what is our reaction? Fear. So that fear has to be created. He is directing the movie. Mr. Thorat told that he would tie a wire around the tiger's neck. But the wire should not be seen in the movie. See, if you tie a thick rope and all, it will be seen in the movie that the tiger is tied. That wire has to be invisible. It has to be flattened. So Satyajit Ray wanted to find a solution. He said, you tie the wire, but it should be fixed to the collar made of tiger skin only. See, it should be fixed. It should not be seen in the movie. That wire should not. See, in some movies you can see people jumping from top of the mountains and hills and all that. Actually, they have been tied to the wire and they are jumping from there, and then in that scene after the shooting and all, that editing is done. Now we ourselves, when we do a video, we are doing all editing and all that. So that editing has to be done. The shooting of the film was at Norton Gram. That's Bengal. Apart from the 25 people in the location of the movie, 25 people were there. There were many other people gathered to see the shooting, to watch the shooting. Mr. Thorat reached the shooting location with 2 tigers. How many tigers did he bring? 2 tigers. Mr. Thorat brought the second tiger as a substitution. If the first tiger is not doing properly, then we can use the second tiger. That is why he brought 2 tigers from the circus. Mr. Thorat's men had fixed an iron rod on the ground. On one end of the wire was fixed to the collar of the tiger and on the other end was fixed to the iron rod. നമ്മൾ കമ്പി കുത്തി അതിൻ്റെ മേലെ കെട്ടി, then another end of the wire was fixed to the collar of the tiger. When the door of the cage opened, the tiger came out so fast and he landed on the open space outside. He is very happy to come out of the cage. The tiger did not obey Mr. Thorat. Freedom, he's got freedom. The tiger has got freedom. So it just came out. He's not obeying the ringmaster. It was enjoying the freedom by jumping, rolling, dragging the trainer who was clutching the wire. Like in dogs, when we take out a dog for a walk, the dog is so happy that it starts running. The dog master cannot run behind it. He will be holding the clutches of the wire. Okay. After creating trouble for some time, the tiger calmed down. Satyajit Ray and the cameraman could not be able to take the shots because this tiger was jumping with excitement and it was not doing its part. The way director wanted to do in the film, that tiger was not doing. The tiger was jumping. So they were not able to take proper shots. Satyajit and the Ray and the team returned to Calcutta with satisfaction. First, when they took the shots, that time they were not so happy about it. The shots were not so good. The second time again they took the shots. Again they started shooting. That time, second time it came out very perfectly. So the first shots, when they want to do the editing and they sat for editing, they realized that the camera had not worked properly also because of the excitement of the tiger. Maybe even they were not able to take proper shots and it was not clear because the tiger is in panic. So the shots were not clear. Second time, so they wanted to do it once again. The next time, Satyajit Ray again chose a bamboo grove in a village called Boral. First thing they did in Northern Gram, second village is Boral, near Calcutta itself. Again, Mr. Thorat had to come with the tigers. Very difficult to manage because many people will be standing there in the location to watch this shooting. And tiger also. But now, second time, when the tiger came out from the cage, With its roaring sound, the crowd was afraid. All the people started running away. But still, he could manage. The shooting was done in a proper manner. And Satyajit Ray was satisfied. Now, second time shooting was good. The camera print, everything was clear. The video, the whatever film it was done, it was perfect. The tiger had done according to the directions of the director.